And there we go. If all things are equal, we should be live right now. Yes, we have the red box in the corner. Friday night, 10 o'clock. Come from Lisbon. I haven't been here, or at least on the show for a while. Yeah, it's May 1st, May Day, as it's known to some. Labor Day in this country as well, which in this country, Labor Day comes along with announcements of many strikes to come, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, but you don't get a day off if you're a DIY worker, which is crud, really. I went to all the shops that I thought would be shut, and they're all open. So it was it's not like other holidays. I was quite amazed, really, to be fair.
Yeah, a lot of stuff was closed in the city today. We were up a little while.
Yeah, I wanted to deal with my insurance and knock with my face on the door. So,
yep, that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
so anyway,
I'm going to do.
You're unemployed. You can deal with your insurance any day. Why would you choose a bank holiday to do it?
Because I was in the area.
Oh, it's so inconvenient that you get every day off of the year, and the one day you want to do your insurance, somebody else has a day off.
Yeah, no, not inconvenient. I wasn't pissed off.
Oh, that's good.
I can go there next week.
It's a pleasant 17 degrees in the capital tonight. It's a little cloudy. I can't wait for it to start getting warm.
We here in the north is 1 degree below and cloudy too.
Okay.
So God, you got it freezing. I think it's probably about 20 degrees here, and there's a DJ on in the town. I have to get to a bit later.
Hey, shut the fuck up, because you live in you were born in a fucking country that rains all the fucking time.
I know.
Lovely here today. Beautiful.
It was a beautiful day. I totally agree. Very nice. And I got to see.
It doesn't rain all the time in London or England. It doesn't rain all the time. We say it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but it's grey though, Chris. It's fucking grey all the time. You look at the sky.
It's shit all the time.
It's grey.
And it's full of stabbings. It's just stabbings constantly.
See,
it's not raining.
Except when I go to Manchester and it's sunny from the moment I step on the ground to the moment I leave. So there is that.
That is so weird, honestly. You've got weird, Eric. You went to Scotland and turned the light bulb on for a whole couple of days. Never fucking happens. I was trying to speak Scottish people today, and I was saying, fucking hell, I can't believe that that my friend went and it was sunny the whole time, because it's just always shit. The weather is always fucking terrible.
We did get a bit of rain in Scotland.
It was one afternoon.
It wasn't blue skies. Yeah.
No, you're so lucky, man. Honestly, and to get sun in Manchester as well, you're very lucky.
Yeah, that's a bit of an unusual this time of year. Yeah.
Eric, can you do me a favour? Can you just get a light bulb and hold it in your hand? We just want to see whether you can make it light up without plugging it in.
And you didn't get burned. Gary came away with 3rd-degree burns from the tractor fest.
Really? No, I did pretty well there.
It's a bloody tractor burn, then, mate. Look at that colour there.
Yeah.
That's a proper tractor tan, that is, Gary.
Yeah.
You're doing well, mate, definitely. Farmer's tan. Oh, lovely.
So we'll go once around before we get going. I'm sure everybody got a nice top to talk about. But Lee, how was your week?
Oh, fucking hell, that's thrown me. Starting at the other end. I thought I was going to be alive.
I just jumped around.
Oh, how's my week been? What have I done? Oh, just work, really. I've had a day off today. I took Eve to a kiddies party today, which was kind of okay.
Oh, that's
went to one of those indoor play centres.
Oh,
it was really well done. It was really well built. And upstairs, with a viewing window, there's a lounge that serves beer.
Fucking
it's going to beer from 10 o'clock. From 10.
That's a bit late. If you're with young kids, you need it from about 8:30, I reckon, definitely.
I didn't get there until 20 past 10, so it was already open.
That's fucking good. I like it.
Yeah.
I love the fact
that for the coffee and a couple of beers, but there were quite a few mills knocking around. There was a few there was a few women there that were worth having a look at as well. I didn't look too much out the window at the kids. I was looking at the other tables.
No, you
Yeah,
have to
so-
make sure the ladies are okay too. So
Did that today.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't-
I started a new garden yesterday.
okay.
And when I got there, the guy said, I've got loads of stuff in the shed, machinery-wise. You can just help yourself, whatever you need. So I said, well, we'll have a walk up. We'll have a look after I've cut the front lawns. He said, oh, you can use my Honda to cut the front lawns. I said, no, I'll do it with mine. Walked up. His Honda is a ride-on machine.
I saw you on that. You've done a YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook one.
Oh, yeah. It's fantastic. As soon as I saw it, I thought, that's it. This is my new favourite garden.
There you go. Once he realizes that, he's going to start charging it to use his mower.
Yeah. I was. No, I didn't use it till last hour.
Okay.
All the lawns around the house, the small lawn around the pool isn't worth getting out for. The lawns at the front are on a slope, so you can't really take over 13 degrees.
Yeah.
But the big wild lawn at the front is definitely going to save me a lot of time and effort.
That's really
good.
good.
Yeah, I had a little play on it.
Good.
What else have I done? Nothing really. Done
Okay.
nothing. It's been a work
Okay.
week.
Okay. Chris,
My
what's
God,
happening in your world? I don't know where you
Fuck
are.
me.
Are you in the north or the south? What are you doing?
I literally, I start at the end and then I work backwards. Start at the end, I go to the beginning. So at the end, 2:00 this morning, got up, got to the airport, had to press the buzzer on the enter, the entrance to the airport car park because I'm not driving the car that I should be in. So I was getting really pissed off. I upgraded my airport parking so that I could change my vehicle or cancel my booking up until 2 hours prior to departure. Last night, I went on to change the registration and they said, oh, you can cancel your booking, but you can't change your registration. I thought, what the fuck? Literally, I've flipping got short stay parking because I can't be bothered to wait for the bus with all the hoi polloi. When I get back, that takes the stress out of everything. So basically, I said, look, I've been involved in a car accident, so I haven't been able to turn up in the car that I've booked. They said, okay, what's your booking reference? So I gave them a booking reference, and they were quite good. They said, okay, in you come. We changed the registration for you. Fantastic. Now let's go back to next week, to last week, Saturday. Get a call from my mum at 10:00. Dad's not well. Call the ambulance. They take him into hospital. They're going to take him into hospital. So I get to the house. The paramedics are there. They said, look, his GCS is lowered. So we're going to take him in to see what he's like because we don't know about getting bloods at home. So they take him into the hospital. All the time my dad's in hospital, he's sleeping for the whole 5 hours. And they did his bloods and everything. I said, oh, no, he's okay. It's just his phosphates that are low. So we're going to send him home. Fantastic. So they gave me his medication. I filled it in the hospital pharmacy. I took it to the house. I left the house. I went to Sainsbury's. Left Sainsbury's. I'm driving up this road. I hit some traffic. I stop. Because the traffic, when you stop in a traffic jam, right? So I stop. About 10 seconds later, I feel a rumble. Some fucker has crashed straight into the back of my car and hit the offside, the near side, near side, that's like the passenger side, rear of my car, and also hit a woman's car that's parked on the side of the road. So I get out of the car. Straight away, I take out my phone to start recording. I say to the guy, what's the story? He says, oh, the brakes failed. That's how he spoke. The brakes failed. So he gets out. He walks around to the pavement now. He gets on his phone. I'm just videoing everything. And then this woman comes out of her house and she said, what the fuck? I've just had that fixed. I've just got that car last year. She said, sorry. So, she's looking at me as if it's my fault. And I said, it's got nothing to do with me. It's all him. So she turns around and she starts talking to him. The guy's about to walk off. I said, mate, come here. License and registration. We need to sort this shit out. And she said, what happened? He said, the brakes failed. The brakes failed. She said, have you been drinking? No, the brakes failed. Yes, you have. I can smell it on your breath. The fucker turned 180 degrees and he fucking shot up the road. The fucking bastard. We went to his vehicle because he's driving a tipper van, 8 bottles of Corona, fucking 1 half-drunk bottle of Corona, and he's fucking fucked off. Now, this is my problem. With insurance, I fucking hate dealing with insurance because it's like they chop down, if they still use paper, half the flipping rainforest will be chopped down. The amount of emails you're getting now about this is the insurance, this is the solicitors, can you please give us a breakdown of what happened? The fucking police turned up and they said, Chris, can I have a quick word? I said, yeah, what's the problem? I said, look, I just need you to sit in the car for a minute. And I thought, this doesn't sound good. So I sat in the car, said, look, you're not in any trouble, but as you were actually driving your vehicle, we need to caution you and take a statement. So they fucking read me my rights to take a statement because some fucker crashed into me. My car has got flipping 3,000 miles on the clock. It's only 4 fucking months old. And now, because that cunt wasn't fucking insured, I can't even get a like-for-like replacement courtesy car. I've got to drive a fucking can. A fucking can. I fucking hate cans. I'm a big guy. For fuck's sake. How's my week? My week has been motherfucking shit. Motherfucking fucking shit. For fuck's sake. So, literally, and then I phoned Lee earlier on because my neighbour is complaining because I put concrete blocks around the perimeter of my fence because fuckers keep on crashing into my fence in Portugal. And this guy sent me this fucking shitty email telling me I'm appropriating land that doesn't belong to me and you can't do this. And no, I'm not. I've just got some blocks to stop you fucking arsehole, fucking crashing into my fence. And you're telling me that I'm fucking stealing land. My week has been fucking shit. Fucking fuck, motherfucker.
So it can only get better from here.
I hope so.
Okay, you had a fairly good week then.
No, not really. So I'm actually laying on my sofa right now, right? So that literally, because you guys, normally people only need 1 psychiatrist. Chris has got 5.
There you go.
Yeah,
I think the psychiatrist will have a nice bill with you.
Oh, mate.
Sorry, what's that, Joe?
I'm saying that the psychiatrist will have a hefty bill with you.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell me.
Chris to grow up. Hey, Chris, grow up here.
So, Pete, how was your week, sir?
That's one to follow after Chris's. Fucking hell. How am I meant to follow that? I don't know. But yeah, mine's been really good. I had a really good, Sunday morning was just awesome. I got a whole load of wood shifted with my mate. But Lee, I've got to tell you, well, this is really bad. Lee, I asked you to get hold of pictures from the tractor festa, yeah. And one of the, that young guy that drove in front of our float, Gary, the one that deliberately stopped and made us crash, yeah. Well, there's a really good photo of him from Kenton, right? That he sent me, and I made the mistake of telling the mayor's son that the only reason that Kenton took it was wank bank material, right? Because I'm absolutely sure that's what it's for later on. And I'm sure he's going to tell him. So by the time I go back to the festa after this is kind of finished up a bit, I am sure he's going to be asking me why he's so attractive to older men. But there you go. It'll be fun. It'll be an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, he helped me with a load of wood on Sunday. I've kind of just getting the sauna stuff up. The hot tub I still haven't put down yet, but I've got the base bit in place, and I'm just doing loads of kind of painting and structural stuff. And yeah, it's coming together. It's really nice. And I was saying to Joel earlier, I've got to put a little plaque up because my brother, who I really didn't get on with at all, my twin brother, was stupid enough not to leave a will. So this is all being built with the money that he left me completely begrudgingly. There's no way he would have wanted me to have a fucking penny. So I've got to put a plaque up to it after I finish it all off. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be nice and fitting. So yeah, it's been a really good week, actually. Compared to yours, Chris, it's been like fucking heaven, mate. I'm really sorry.
There you go.
Had such a shitty one. Definitely. Anyway, that's me done. So
Hey, Joel, you want to follow that up?
No.
No? Okay. You don't want anything to add?
No.
Okay. Garvo, how are you doing, sir?
I'm all right. It's another sad week this week. Sorry, I've got to do another tribute. Lost another good one this week.
Okay.
My friend, my best friend, Australian Mark. You've met him, Pete. His father, Eddie, probably one of the nicest guys on the planet. You know, really, really, really nice guy. Passed away, but he managed to knock in a 90-odd years. So fair play to him. But leaves behind him a great family, a great legacy. So Eddie, here's to you, mate.
Eddie?
Cheers, Eddie.
Is he Australian, Eddie, or just Eddie?
No, he was originally from Britain. He was, as I say, my school friend Mark from Birmingham. Eddie always treated me like one of his own. Every time I was in his house, I could have been one of his sons. He treated me that well, you know. And when I went to Australia to see him, exactly the same. So really, truly lovely man. And will be sorely missed by myself and the rest of his family. So great man, really. It's
90 odd is a good innings, though. 90 odd is really good, I think, for anyone. So,
yeah.
And the fact is, as you said, Gary, kind of, he won't be forgotten for a long time. So you kind of live on for a long time anyway. And 90 is good to get to for all of us. Bloody, I'll be happy with 90.
We should do another talk. My mother-in-law just had a birthday, 91.
Yeah.
well,
That's nuts, isn't it? It's good. Cheers to all of them, is what I'd say.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Awesome.
We've got a guy in the village. He's still driving his tractor, doing stuff. He's 102 now, and it's just nuts,
Excellent.
honestly, mate. So
he had a birthday party here at the house on Wednesday, and now she's pissed off to Amiash for the weekend with Chloe and Anna.
Wow.
Oh, lovely! Oh, that'll be cool. She'll have a great
Weekend.
weekend.
Planted free in the countryside for the weekend.
Good.
He keeps you young. I think it's a really good thing. Yeah, that's really cool.
Good. Apart from that, guys, just the normal ration of madness that I have every week of doing this, that, and the other. Recovering from my sunburn, obviously showing my new farmer's tan off. But yeah, much of the same thing, really. So,
is your pipe work all sorted then, Gary? Have you?
Well, it's kind of tacked together. It's a bit shabby. It looks a bit worn and a bit battered. But my
at our age, that's expected, though.
My sewage pipe especially looks a bit buckled.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, it's not good. That definitely. Go on, Eric.
So before I tell you about my week, we need to do as we always do. Cheers to Dale, who's still recovering, and hope he keeps progressing. And hello to
an update on that one for you.
Hello to Patrick. And cheers to Kent, who is not here tonight, but I did have the pleasure of having a couple of beers with him late this afternoon. He's on his way to a show in the city. So cheers to Kent. Hope he has a good time tonight. Gary, go ahead.
Yeah, just a bit of update on Dale. His last non-functioning limb, the physiotherapy team have been working with him. He's got one of these little devices. It's like there's hand exercises. So when you squeeze it, it clicks. He can actually do it now. You can hear it click. You can see his hand moving. So this is good news. I thought the hand might not come back, but he's actually getting some movement in the hand.
Okay, good. Glad to hear that. Thanks, Gary.
And I'll see him next week. So
okay, tell him we said hello.
Well, we'll do.
All right. So anyway, this week's been kind of quiet. I haven't been on the show, I guess, maybe now for 3 weeks. I had the pleasure of joining Pete and his wife up in his neck of the woods for the Tractor Fest. What, about 2 weeks back?
Yeah.
We had a great time there, and they're terrific hosts, and I really appreciated that. This past weekend, I was actually in Manchester with Carl H. We had a very long weekend, I would say. Got to see Manchester United on Monday night. Spent a bit of time with his family. Got a tour of the city, which Carl knows very well. We drank an awful lot. And yeah, it was a terrific trip. Thankfully, the transportation was flawless, so that kind of made it a good trip overall. So, and last few days, kind of quiet. So there you have it.
Eric,
So,
I saw the picture that Carl posted of the trophy room. That's flipping insane.
yeah.
That is an insane picture of a trophy room. I don't even like football, but the amount of trophies that were in there, oh, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, you should tell Pete that. He probably doesn't believe it.
No, we've got loads. We have loads, but there we are. I'm sure we'll win the championship next year anyway. So there you go.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. But
All right.
anyway, current European champions, Eric. And who did we beat in the final? I don't know. I'm not going to mention anything more. So
Okay.
Who do you support, Pete?
don't talk about it. Honestly, I'm
No,
not talking about it.
We'll leave it alone. Pete's been suffering, and let him suffer in silence, I guess we'll say. So
Yeah.
So yeah. Anybody have a topic to hash about to get things going here?
Anything but football. What about lambs?
No, we're not
Let's
gonna talk about
sexy lambs tonight. We've got the Lamb Festa in the village, and it means all the locals that I didn't know had such intimate relations with sheep have brought all their best sheep out, and it was actually really fucking good. There are some amazing local varieties, and it's just really nice because Cindy's gone. I don't get to see sort of like mongy genetically fucked animals anymore, and they all look really beautiful. There were some really interesting, nice looking sheep. Not that I'm ever that tempted to get somebody who wants to commit suicide or just generally fucking be a pain in the arse. But it was tempting. I must admit, there were a few that looked quite good. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I'll send you a link to a video of me looking very fat trying to do some building. But yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of fans out there watching, Pete.
Oh, that was Lee. You met him as well, Eric and Lee. You both met Nick. That's the video at the barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
The guy who lost his Oscar apparently has been reunited with it. On they took it off him when he wanted to board the plane. Lufthansa said it might be dangerous, so they took his Oscar off him, and he got lost for a while. But he's got it back now. He's fine. He's happy.
Well, he was lucky to get on a Lufthansa flight, wasn't he? Really, I think that's luckier than getting your Oscar back. Fucking at the moment, they've cancelled fucking everything. So.
Do they want to melt it down to sort of like raise some more money for aviation fuel?
Yeah, just a couple of miles at least.
Okay.
Oh man.
So there you go. We have the Lamb Fest going on. Anyone else?
We could talk about the police officers that dealt with a terrorist in London the other day and now are being criticised for it.
Okay, go ahead.
So there was a racially motivated stabbing in London where two Jewish guys got stabbed, and the police luckily were there on scene pretty quickly and dealt with the man by booting him in the head several times while tasering him, which I think is a pretty fair way to deal with somebody with a knife.
Yeah.
Um,
The politicians have been criticising the police for going overboard with it a little bit.
It's difficult though, because we've got a mate. Well, we had one very stupid mate who was in the Met back in when we were living in London, and with tasers, what everyone wears now is like 2 or 3 layers of clothing, and they make no effect. If you hit someone with a taser, you're not really guaranteed that they're going to be completely kind of. And as you say, if they've got a knife, you know, you're better off making sure.
Well, this guy did have a big jacket on, a big puffer jacket.
Yeah.
And when one of the policemen had been interviewed on GB News this week, he was saying he didn't even know if he didn't have a bomb on him or any other weapons.
Yeah.
You know, you can't tell. So even using a taser is kind of dangerous on somebody with a padded jacket, just in case you got something underneath it.
And it's
you only kicked him about 10 times in the back of the head. I think that's fairly. That's a big kind of standard practice for a stabbing offence.
Well, 70s, that was the way they greeted you, wasn't it, really? 70s, 80s, especially if you were a minor, that was just a hello, wasn't it?
That was just for a parking ticket.
I'm just going to go check on Eve. I'll get back in a minute.
Okay.
I've got to say that I was really quite surprised when I was listening to the radio station about people phoning up and saying that, you know, he's got mental health and, you know, and it's, you know, you shouldn't have kicked him in the head or whatever. The fact is, the guy's being tasered. He's refusing to let go of the knife. You don't know if he's got a bomb on him. And the fact is, he stabbed 2 people. You know, you're not really a question of, let's just gently persuade him to put the knife down without harming anyone. Yeah. It's kind of it's a bit difficult, but I still think, Chris, you've got a right to complain because they fucking took your name down as a suspect when you were basically
that's ridiculous.
Rear-ended by someone. It's fucking ludicrous, absolutely.
Ludicrous. It's just fucking crazy. And I tell you this much though, right? And the thing is, it was. So basically, I asked for the crime reference number, for the CAD number, and the other policeman was writing it down, and he put his foot on the car, on the seat, and because they've got electric seats, all of a sudden, the back of the seat started to move down and towards me. And I said, "You're squashing me! You're squashing me!" I really wanted to say this is a new form of police brutality, so it's soft power.
Well, I think it's a really tricky one for both positions now because the police, when we were growing up, and I think Chris, Gary, you'd agree with me, it was more of a force, wasn't it? Literally, they could use a lot more force than they do today because everyone today's got mobile phones. Everyone's going to record everything. So they have to be a bit more wary, but they haven't changed. I don't think the mentality's changed. And I just think it's a lot more difficult to police London than it ever was before. But what do you reckon, Chris? I don't know.
I'll be honest with you. Jack Nicholson comes to mind. A Few Good Men. You know, what we don't appreciate about all the emergency services, you know, the police, ambulance, fire, and the AA, just to head in, they live their life outside of the bubble of ignorance. We as people on the street, everyday Joes, right? We've got this pleasure of ignorance. These guys get up every morning and they see things which we couldn't even dream of seeing, you know. And literally, I've got a friend, but he's a client and he became a friend. He used to pick up lorries on the M25, which had, you know, turned over or been in road accidents or whatever, and he always used to say to me, "Don't speed," because they get there and they see the aftermath. They see the crash cars or the crushed cars. They see the dead bodies or the blood in the vehicle that they've got to then recover, etc. You know, and it is very, very difficult to be a member of the police in London, without doubt. It's like people screaming at Starmer, "Shame on you, shame on you." Why is it shame on him? How can, you know, it's impossible to know who's got a knife and who hasn't. Even if you've got people being covered by things like Prevent and things like that, we don't have enough fucking police because flipping Theresa May and flipping Cameron and Osborne decided it'd be a good idea to flipping get rid of 20,000 trained police officers. And once you've got rid of them, that knowledge is gone. You're not going to get it back straight away. It takes years to build that sort of experience up. You know,
Even
and
when
I
like those plastic policemen. Do you remember the what were they, special constables? Do you remember the ones
yeah,
that?
No,
PCSOs or whatever.
PCSOs are different.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but they used to have like a whole. I think when Labour, Tony Blair, that you two love, Gary and Lee, I know you absolutely adore him, right? He introduced a whole load of those special constables, and you have more community policing. I just think it's what's really sad about London is that there isn't that community policing themselves as well, because you have to rely on society to look after things as well. And the way you were treated and the way everyone reacted, Chris, is just a society that is broken for what I reckon. It's not one that's functioning in the interests of everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's I don't know. I still think it's more difficult.
I think London lost its sense of community years ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Do you know, growing up,
Right after the craze.
after the craze, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, my mum used
After
to love
mobsters stopped controlling the sensibilities of people. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
I'll tell you what,
The thing is,
if I was a policeman, right, and I'd been in that situation, and I would have had a firearm, I'd have dropped him without fucking second thoughts.
Well, that's the thing. They didn't have firearms, Gary.
No,
They had no lethal.
Putting myself in that predicament, right? If I was a firearm policeman, right, I would have no qualms whatsoever in fucking putting a bullet in his head, because he's trying to kill two people. Yeah. He's refused to drop the knife, and he's still fighting. So fucking waste him, for Christ's sake. He's no good to anybody.
Garbo.
but that's
I'm going to flip you there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna flip you there, Garbo. When I say flip you, I mean the argument. Do you remember Lee Rigby?
Yes.
The soldier that was decapitated.
Yes.
Yeah. Just so that's just down the road from.
I taught Michael.
That's just down the road from where Phil. You used to work, Pete. That's literally that's just
my tutor group. One of the guy that beheaded him was in my tutor group at school, and when I was teaching at fucking, oh god, I don't know what they call it now, but it's had about 16 different names, that school. It was bad, and that is a society that's broken. The kids, it was like fucking Beirut, man. Honestly, I remember going the first day I went in. What was it? During break time, I saw a wig and a pair of tights flung down the corridor, right, just in front of me. It was fucking mental. The whole school was absolutely fucking chicken oriental, right? And bringing kids up like that. I had these poor Nepali kids that come. I'd been to Kathmandu when I was younger. Really lovely society, kind of all organised. The review of the British was like really respectful. They end up in this shithole of a fucking school, man. What was it called? Phoenix Academy or something when I was there. Oh, they just keep fucking renaming it. But
it was Corelli College at one stage.
Yeah, it was Corelli. Yeah, it was Corelli when I was working there. Fucking hell, man.
Do you know that was the first secondary school or comprehensive school in the country. That school. And
they had in for the pills. It was a shitty fucking school, man. You had all these celebs trying to poke their faces in, but the problems, because you know, Chris, what the difference in wealth and poverty is in that area, particularly. You're right next to Greenwich with loads of people with fucking multi-million-pound houses, and you've got these shitty. You know what it's like. You know what Shooters Hill's like. You know, fucking hell. It's an area of course, but it's an area of like really severe deprivation, and a lot of the kids we had were just really fucking fucked up anyway. And that's when I got to see them when they came into school, which wasn't always that often. So I couldn't blame them. I didn't want to go to school that often when I was working there either.
Because that was a school where
I'm going to take advantage
Joel's
of
waving goodbye. Joel.
I'm going to
See you
say
next week.
goodnight. Convince
Joel. Take care.
Good night.
So Simon has a comment around this topic we're talking about. Diversity created division, all seated and propagated in their own communities. That's not integration.
No, I'd argue with that. I'd say London's always been a great melting pot. And what there's no, if we look at our DNA and stuff, if you look at how diverse the population has been, particularly in the regions that we've come from, Manchester, London, Birmingham, right? all those areas have had huge kind of influxes of foreign people, but also huge migration. So families are interconnected kind of worldwide, right? And I think ultimately that you can integrate really well or really badly, but it's poverty and deprivation that drive people to crime. It's not fucking the social divisions they were in. It's the fact that they're in fucking really terrible situations. So it's not as simple as just saying that it's just isolation. There are isolated communities that do really well. Take the Chinese community in pretty much any city you can go to, and most of the time they'll keep themselves completely to themselves, and they will cause fuck all trouble between anyone else. But if they get into a fight, I've got a mate who worked in A&E in London. She said she had someone handcuffed to a bed, right? And they fucking chopped someone else's arm off in the neighbouring bed while they were handcuffed because they were still fighting, right? So they're fighting in between themselves is fucking mental. But the fighting, they don't really get involved in other communities. So I'd say that I don't think it's just integration. And you get people coming who expect a good life and have educated their kids really well and end up in a fucking hellhole with chaos around them. Do you know what I mean? So it's not always, it's not as simple as that, as it was.
Okay. Well, he has a follow-up comment to that.
Yeah, I was going to mention this.
Okay. So they've even had their own private police security forces shore him. And he says, wait till the Muslims want their Sharia cops in the area.
I was just going to say that, right? I didn't realise that the Jewish community had their own security service or wherever. And that's fine. I understand that. But can you imagine the outrage if the Muslim community had their own security force? It just wouldn't be tolerated. So it's kind of... I think that's going the wrong way, if you know what I mean. If we can't have our own police and our own security services covering the necessaries, right? Something is fundamentally wrong, because as soon as you start putting religion into things, then that's when, fucking real trouble starts, isn't it? Because that's when that equality starts, because it doesn't cover everybody. It's more marginalized people. So I'm not sure I want to go with that sort of arrangement.
Religion can be a great thing. Education in religion, I think, is amazing. And I think you're a fool to ignore religion just as much as you're a fool to believe in religion in certain respects as well. I think it's kind of it's a double-edged thing. You can't discount it. But I think the problem is that you're not the fundamental problems of the area that Chris and I know both know pretty well are more due to the contrast between social deprivation and extreme wealth and poverty. And it's always been the same. If you've got both of them living right next door to each other, it creates huge issues. Do you know what I mean? And
there's a road in southeast London, and it goes from Lewisham Way down to Brockley, and it's one road. And as Pete said, half the road, multi-million-pound Georgian houses, 4 stories with a basement, which means you've got five stories and one family living in a 5-story house, basically. At the top of the road, you've got council flats, like as Prince Charles used to say, King Charles now, how do you expect people to be happy if they're living in rabbit hutches? So you've got people at the top of the road living in council flats. So you've got people at the top of the road mugging the children at the bottom of the road for their iPhones, their iPods, etc., etc. And they did a TV program about it. And the reason why I said to you, Garvo, that I was going to spin the conversation when I said Lee Rigby, because in Golders Green, this guy stabbed 2 people, and all they had was tasers. In the Lee Rigby situation, they tried to decapitate Lee Rigby. He's already dead, and they made people take out their mobile phones and film it on the bus, telling everybody, because they wanted to be notorious, they wanted to be known for it. And then they ran at the armed police, and the armed police, they dropped them, but they didn't shoot to kill. So that's why these 2 people are in Belmarsh prison, which is just down the road from my house, which is the top security prison in the country.
Yeah.
Now, so they could have shot those guys that had killed Lee Rigby, but they didn't. You know, so it's
Saved a lot of money if they did, to be honest, and that's what they fucking should have done if the truth is known, because they're good to nobody.
I think it's much worse punishment being in prison for a long time than it is being killed. To be honest, I think so.
No, I don't think so. I think prison is somewhat of a soft touch now, and it's a hotbed for crime. Drugs, crime. They get them in.
Oh yeah, it's horrible. Prison's horrible, man. I some of the kids I teach, they're Chris is talking about Belmarsh. We've taught how many kids whose parents have worked at Belmarsh? Loads, yeah, like a whole load, yeah. And it is really fucking rough in there, and it's not just for the prisoners. For the prison staff, it's fucking just as dangerous. You know what I mean? You've got a really high mortality rates, totally understaffed. It might be high security, but they don't staff it like a high security prison, and ultimately, it's. Those issues could be solved with the money that's been wasted on fucking completely stupid things that we've done. Yeah. And if you look at other countries, nowhere's perfect, and you always get people that buck a trend. Yeah. But you get a lot less repeat offenders where they spend real money on their prisons, like you do in like Iceland and Norway and Sweden, where you've got shitloads of cash and like a small community. So the prisons work best there. Here, the worst problem they have by a fucking mile is not imprisoning arsonists, funnily enough. It's a joke. I think what happens here in terms of crime is awful. And I do quite like the fact that people escape from high security prisons here quite often. So it's good movie fodder, I reckon, because there's quite a few. They had what was it, about 2 years ago? They had 5 of them that fucked off for quite a while.
Yeah.
They were kind of out and about.
That's true.
So I kind of prefer that to the hellish conditions that Belmarsh is, and honestly, Chris, it is bad, man. I from what we've heard, the kind of assaults on staff and killings, they regularly kind of murder paedophiles and stuff in Belmarsh. It's not like a safe place to work. So,
so just to circle back a little on the school thing, Square Eyes has a few comments that. I just want to circle back and give them fair time. The teachers can't control the pupils now because they get accused of being out of line. That's similar to the police story that you're talking about. They try to do some policing and they get accused of this, that, or the other thing. So he's claiming teachers are under the same sort of issue there. Because I
don't think teachers should be allowed to kick people in the head 10 times.
No. They should. You know what? Do you know what? Under Napoleonic Code, Lee, right? Just think about this, right? Think about how much less whinging you get from anyone, even Eve, yeah? Under Napoleonic Code, parents could imprison their kids for up to 30 days, yeah, if they felt like it. So
that's not the first time I've heard that this week.
I love that. I think it's just
that's booked on my podcast this week. I'm sure it is.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant fucking rule. I think they should bring it back. It would be great. But fucking send them to prison. What would they learn? Think about what they come back equipped with. They'd have like shanks and fucking you name it. Be able to turn the bathroom into some sort of deadly armory, I reckon.
Yeah.
I tell you.
So he says he's glad he doesn't have kids in the London state school system. So
it's an amazing thing when people do well. I've taught a couple of kids. I taught someone at Corelli that went on to become a lawyer and is successful, fucking done really well for himself, and was a refugee and had his parents killed with machetes in front of him, right where he came from in Africa.
He had been killed.
Amazing people do well.
But he used to be facing prison for that.
But he had to hide under the bodies of his fucking relatives.
So you said he had his parents killed. Which implies he paid somebody to do it.
No. Yeah, in terms of there was a civil war between the Tutsis and the Hutus in Rwanda, and they basically macheted each other. And he survived that, had no English, and came over and did incredibly well. And when people do that from that kind of situation and never complained about fucking anything, right? Never even made an excuse about what had happened to him, never said, use that as an excuse not to do anything. And when people do that, it's incredible. And people can do it. There are some really good staff, but it's 100 times more difficult to learn in that environment than it is in as Chris sent his kids to, and my business is based on, to a school with either small class sizes and good teachers, or a grammar school that creams off the top kids. and that's why my business works. I know it's a bit of a sad thing to say, but it's because of exactly those state schools that I've worked in that are tough, and you can make a real difference. If you're a young teacher, you can make a real difference to kids' lives. But when you're old, you're just too fucked to do it anymore. That's the thing.
So Square Eye says his dad was socially deprived after World War II. No excuse. He picked himself up, got to work, and fucked off out of UK first chance he got. And so he's saying, is it my turn next? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
He's been talking about it as long as I've fucking known the guy.
Yeah. So there you go. So we hashed that about. Chris, I just have one more question about the incident you had last week. Did they ever catch the guy that actually hit your car?
He's muted himself. Is he
Oh,
paying
yeah.
attention? He might have gone for a shit. You never
He
know.
may have nipped out on Uber delivery.
No, that's true.
At least he's done it without leaving the mic on. Carlos went for a wee for about 6 minutes. I'm really gutted we've lost the repeat of that show, because that was the longest wee I think I've ever heard. I thought he had a horse like standing behind him or something, but that was quite funny. But,
It was the little fart at the end of it that finished it off.
Well, I wasn't near that night, but I know that.
The other subject is a bit English based as well. That's
Yeah, go
come
ahead.
on my thing this week. The Labour Party have proposed a new rule that will be voted on in this term coming forward, where smoking will be restricted. Now you have to check on this. Anyone born after 2008.
yeah, I've heard this. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're born after 2008, you can no longer legally buy, or you will no longer legally be able to buy cigarettes in the UK.
Do you know what they did something very similar in Australia, Lee? And what happened is the black market became absolutely
Wild.
colossal,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
just there were I think there are two families that run the black market fags in Australia, and they have massive battles. They've got whole loads of fucking crime involved with it, and it's just generally a fucking nightmare. I think ultimately it would be great if they could stop people from smoking, but
What happened there in Australia is that even people that were legally able to buy cigarettes had a cheaper option then.
yeah.
So
Fuck,
they
do you know how much
flooded
they
the
are?
market. They flooded the market with illegal cigarettes. So even people that could buy them didn't,
Yeah,
because they could buy them. They could buy them illegally, cheaper and easier.
one.
So
you're
it
allowed
won't be
to take,
illegal
I
to
think, one
smoke.
packet
It'll just
through
be illegal to
Australia.
buy.
Eric, a packet of fags here is €5. Well, if you're Lee, €5. If you're me, €6, right? But really cheap,
Right.
yeah. A packet in
Hey,
Australia,
5 years old, 10 cents. I'll have you know.
mine's €6, right? €6.20. Mine's gone up to fucking hell. Anyway, right? A packet of fags in Australia, it comes in 12, Eric, yeah, and it's $40. 40 kind of
Wow.
US. So
Yeah.
yes, it's a fair fucking whack.
What's the price of cigs in England now? About
£15 a pack now, Gary.
fuck my boots. Are they that expensive?
I think
Jesus.
in London, I
For a
paid
pack of 20. Yeah.
at Gatwick for a packet of fags, but that's Gatwick. But I reckon about in London probably 20 quid. So yeah, it's expensive to be a smoker. Absolutely.
Yeah, but all they do is tax the hell out of it, right? So
Yeah, it's all taxed. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
But now they're talking about banning it for anyone growing up. And to be honest, like Pete said, I kind of like the idea of them limiting it, but I've always thought just put the age limit up to 25. If you start smoking after 25, then you're a fully functional, your brain is fully developed. It's your own choice.
yeah, but the flip side of that coin is it's okay for those people to fight in the military for your country, but they can't smoke a cigarette.
Well, we also have the same thing with voting and drinking in America.
Yeah,
Don't
same
we?
thing.
You
Totally
can't
agree. Totally
you can't
agree.
vote in England until you're 18, but you can join the military at 16. In America, you can't drink alcohol until you're 21 in a lot of places.
Yes, that's true.
But you can go and die for your country at 18. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bit strange.
I think
Yeah, it
the
is.
biggest issue, Eric, is the fact that the NHS actually makes, well, the government makes an awful lot of money in tax on cigarettes, right? And so if they've got a lot less people smoking, they're going to have less tax revenue, which pay. And the other thing is, smokers live a lot less than people that don't smoke. So therefore,
You're not paying pensions.
Illnesses really early on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're having to do like Di, kind of rebuild people. So I mean, there's going to be, she's got like metal attachments and pig valves and fucking God knows what else, right? All incredibly expensive. So I do think they're thinking this wrong. Maybe they should be encouraging certain groups to smoke more. So I reckon you should kind of not.
I think it's more of a freedom of choice thing that I'm a bit concerned about.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's more freedom of choice thing. But they're also in the UK, while they're talking about stopping people from smoking, they've also wanted to bring the age of voting down to 16.
That I don't agree with.
So 16-year-olds can have a political opinion.
Well, that's
I
because
agree
you've
with
been.
that. After Brexit, I'm totally in agreement with that, because we wouldn't have had Brexit if you'd lowered it to 16. So.
We would have children being influenced by teachers and schools.
Exactly.
Right.
That's much better for them. I think I did a terrible job letting fucking people I taught vote for Brexit. Is fucking awful. So I don't think I did well enough in my brain manipulation. I taught politics.
I'll be honest with you though, that argument about children being influenced by teachers, you've got fully grown ass adults in their 50s and 60s and 70s being influenced by flipping politicians. It's the same thing. People that influence, we come from a world of influencers now.
Oh,
you've got all these people.
What about Russell Brand? Talking about influences, I love the fact that Russell Brand's Bible thing was fucking great. The fact that he brought the Bible along and it took him like 3 minutes to finger through, and then he said, "Oh, this will do."
I think that Piers Morgan interview was just fucking crazy. I think everything about Piers Morgan is wrong. Piers Morgan is what's wrong with the world. And Russell Brand is what's wrong with the world. And having them both together is just what's wrong with the world together. They're both fucking idiots.
I don't think
when he was 30, he slept with a 16-year-old and justified it by saying it wasn't technically illegal.
Yeah, and shoved his cock down her throat until she gagged, and all loads of other details.
So when you're 17 doing that to a 16-year-old, or when you're 16 doing that to another 16-year-old, perfectly fine. No issue with it. Perfectly legal. But when you're 30 and famous, there's a little bit of what's the word?
Coercion. Yeah,
coercion. There's a little bit of coercion there, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd agree with that. He's an odious little shit anyway. I'm fucking glad. I'll be really happy. At least he'll widen the circle of his friends when he goes to prison. Is the one I'm hoping for. So.
The thing is, he won't go to prison because he's actually, technically, the case is going to collapse. He's not raped. It was all consensual. And they're trying to get him on the fact that it was consensual. It was influenced. They were influenced into having sex with him and not.
I don't know, man. I think he's on pretty fucking dodgy ground. The police wouldn't be as far as they are in the prosecution, and there's a lot of allegations, and there's a lot of stuff that he's already admitted to, which doesn't do him any favors. And what I loved is, the questions about him, whether he's got his kids vaccinated, which we know he has, right? But he's still massively anti-vax for the YouTube channel that he does. It's just, I don't know. I thought that was quite funny. It's just,
okay, I'm going to argue this point because he's not anti-vax. What he is the same as me. Eve has had something stupid like 34 vaccinations, and she's only 3.
Good, Ed. That's what I like.
She's been vaccinated for sexually transmitted diseases for the future.
Yeah,
they don't need to do it all at once.
Di had to have a wire coat hanger basically shoved up her
right, no, that's not Pete, don't talk about this online. Don't talk about this online. Right. This isn't a thing we got on YouTube.
What I'm saying is it's a fucking good vaccine to have. I know from my mates that are still working in London in schools that they've got measles coming back and a whole load of diseases that we didn't see during my career. I didn't see when I was back in London.
Well,
So,
that's another issue with immigration more than anything.
anti-vax as well, man. It's because people just haven't
No.
got the
No,
vaccinations.
they need to be staggered. There's got to be a better way to stagger them. Where she's having 34 vaccinations over 16 years
Yeah.
instead of all in the first 3 years.
If you could give them more, I would do, because they're harbingers of death. I used to fucking get so ill just from fucking being in with the fuckers every day, right? Honestly,
No,
you're
but that's
you're
terrible.
just giving the staff that work with
No, that's what it should be. That's what it should be.
No, honestly,
You
'cause
should be going
otherwise
to nursery. You should be going to nursery and catching all the bugs and bringing them home. It's called natural immunity.
Yeah, that's how you get
it's not.
it.
And if
You don't
kill
need
those
you
staff-
don't need aluminium-based injections.
Oh, it's just awful. They
The-
fucking
the-
catch
the-
everything and give it
Yeah.
to you. You
She-
know,
no,
go to that kid's party.
She's had a snotty nose. She's had a snotty nose since the day she was born. Rory was the same. Rory came home with fucking everything. He would walk in and you could see the bacteria on his fucking face when he came home from nursery. He was climbing in his hair, made houses in his hair, a small industrial estate of fucking disease in his hair. But it's part of growing up. We never got them. As far as I remember, nobody at my school ever died of anything
People
that could have been
dying
vaccinated
of
against.
diseases that we did get vaccinated against, Lee, that were really horrible. Like if you go back to the time that Gary and Di were kids, there were people dying of polio and all sorts of stuff that just doesn't happen now.
Yeah.
TB, all sorts of things.
Like I said, I'm not anti-vax. I'm just anti too quickly doing it when they're too young. I think there's an issue with it, and I think that's where a lot of the autism's coming from. To be quite honest, because it wasn't here. If you look back, it wasn't here 20 years ago. And if you look at communities where they don't over-vaccine the kids, they don't have the same issues.
That's all. I mean, I taught autistic kids and kids with Tourette's and stuff back in the 90s and fucking and they were, those have been around. They're just much more widely diagnosed, and I think the issue you have is that psychology is the quack medicine. It's the medicine that everyone's coming up with a new fucking theory on every 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So it's that area of medicine, mental health, and psychology in general is an area that isn't as well studied as screwing someone's bone back together, or as like other kind of bits of medicine. So I just think there are improvements that we're going to have. Ultimately, AI will probably help us make improvements in medicine in those realms. So I think that there's things that will improve, definitely. But I just think there's been overdiagnosis. I think there's far too many people are being diagnosed. All my kids, pretty much, well, not all of them, but most of the kids I teach say, oh, we've gone for an autism diagnosis, we've got extra time on the exam. I know why they've done it, they know why they've done it, and it's too easy to do. Do you know what I mean? It's not something that whereas people who are genuinely autistic sometimes find it much more difficult to get the help because they don't have the money to hire someone to do an evaluation. So
I've discovered something, right? We are all to a point autistic, right? It exists in all of us to a certain degree. We all have traits of autism, from varying from quite strongly affected to little bits of it. Everybody on this screen has traits of autism. I've seen it in the
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm perfect.
I agree, Gary. I can open the fridge door. Without getting a glass of wine.
Well, there you go.
My autism is a nightmare.
It's a big short. I mean, yeah.
See,
I can't go half an hour without thinking about having a cigarette. My autism is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
See, we
absolutely.
can't see it in
That's
Chris
not autism.
because he's never on screen, so we can't see it in him.
yeah,
I've probably spent the last 30, 40 years surrounded by autistic people, either like with my son or Ruby or
Linda.
Linda, yeah, because she's all her fault if that's what it is. But I childhood diseases, right? I've probably had almost every one. The chicken pox, the scarlet fever, bloody measles, German measles, right? And yeah, it was a bit shit, but I made it through. But the chicken pox, right, waited until I was about 17. I got chicken pox when I was 17, right? I tell you what, man, I was properly hallucinating. I had a conversation with the wardrobe, right? And it was talking back, and I can still see the door going and talking away like this. And I must have been on a different planet because it was fucking bizarre. It was fucking bizarre.
When I was 17, I also had a conversation with the wardrobe. But for different reasons. Mine might have been mushroom based.
The only one I've missed was mumps. I don't think I've ever had mumps, not to my knowledge.
Oh, mate, you do not fucking want mumps. As a bloke later in life, not a good thing to get, man.
I'm going to say mumps later in life can really fuck you up as a man.
Really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad for bloke.
Honestly, mate, now.
Like my testicles fucking were bad enough have been operated on. I think mumps is meant to be even fucking worse. So that I would steer well fucking clear.
Yeah, it does. It swells all your glands up, doesn't it? It makes all your glands really painful.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that, man. Honestly, it's bad. You don't ever want to go to hospital and fucking want to fucking sort of like male nurses looking at your nuts isn't great. It's not all doctors. It's not a fucking great thing to have, you know.
Hang on, so
exactly.
So what about ADHD? Do we have any comments about that?
I used to like it when they gave the kids Ritalin. That was always fun. That was always much fun.
There you go.
Kind of
I would quite like to be given Ritalin as a kid. I think it would help me a lot.
Oh, well, you took it recreationally, Lee. There's no way you didn't.
I did. That was brilliant.
So there you go. So you kind of self-medicated, but it was just quite fun that they were going, because I knew fucking speed well enough by then anyway. And the fact that they rebranded it and fucking they're chucking it at you got issues was mental. I just think it was like, well, let's try that. Fucking give them a load of speed. Who's going to complain? Yeah.
Still love speed now. I still love speed now. When everyone else was doing nice drugs in Manchester, I was doing dirty whiz and loving it, and just not understanding why nobody else was doing it because it was just so nice.
Lee, the good thing is because cocaine doesn't have that many after effects that you see, right? You don't notice it. Everyone else does. Everyone else notices that you've aged 15 years in like 2 weeks or something. Or if you're Daniela Westbrook, that your nose is completely.
Your nose falls out. Yeah.
Any of those things, you don't notice that because the come down on coke is fine. There's no issues. With speed, it's horrible, which is why. It's why it's like it is not a nice one.
Genuinely, I never had a bad weekend on it, and I would get up for work on a Monday morning, and I was always cool as custard. And there was like other people that were doing the same as me at weekends, and they were fucking Mondays and Tuesdays off because they just couldn't face the week. And I never had that, never. If anything, I felt better the day after. But I did take. I did take enough to kill a small dinosaur.
I think the thing is
every weekend
choices. So everyone reacts differently to everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't. Even here, the drug of choice here. Even if we ran out of fuel, Chris, right, we would still have enough homemade booze in Portugal to run every bit of delivery, I reckon, right? Every fucking person I know has got a cellar full of barrels of shit that they've brewed for the last 20 years, right? How the fuck, Gary, there are more explosions when we have fires out in the countryside here? Because if it hits one of those, it might as well hit a fucking petrol station, right? The number of fucking like massive
stills everywhere, like.
But yeah, I didn't know I liked red wine until I came here. I used to hate fucking red wine in London. It was shit, or really expensive and shit, or just shit, right? And here it's lovely. It's really nice. It's really nice stuff.
Yep.
White's not bad. There's all sorts of stuff that you just don't realise. And obviously that suits you best. So I can't do coke because my nose just is. I've had like 4 cauterizations. There's fuck all left of it. I'm that far away from being Daniela Westbrook, so I don't want to. don't want to tempt any fate. So there you go. Oh man.
Tim and Paul have got into making their own brew this year.
Oh, brilliant.
that?
I love how much they do.
It's fucking bubbling away in the basement. And I keep thinking at one point that cork's going to pop out. It's going to be all over the roof of the basement.
Oh,
Who's
you know,
making it?
it's got to happen, man. That's the whole point of home brewing. Do you remember when you were a kid and your dad got some shit home brewing kit and it always exploded? Everything always fucking went bang at some point. It's the fun of doing it.
My dad never made it, but my mate Paul used to make elderberry wine. And one day that exploded all over the TV and the stereo system in the house.
I brewed beer for a very long time and never had an explosion. So there you go.
But they do it in like a demijohn, you know, like in a big glass jar with a floaty straw on it.
Yeah.
I'm getting down to see Chris this week, right? And the last time I was in the Alcove, Eric, there was a guy who'd blown half his leg off from a still that he was using at home in the back garden. So we went to the restaurant. Saw him.
You're going to see Chris this week?
Yeah.
You're going to see Black Chris this week?
I am definitely going to do it. It should be really good fun.
Wow.
So,
that's not fair. Why was I invited?
Because it's bloody miles away, so I know how busy you are. You've already had fucking.
Legitimately, I'm chocker this month. Actually, I'm going to get
Chris
one day off.
He's not coming if Lee's going to be there. So there you go.
Chris loves me. Don't stand that.
You're always welcome. You know that. You know, literally.
I think this got here. Sorry, Chris. Go on. Carry on.
We just got here today. And we were thinking about driving up to Nazaré for a couple of days, then coming back down. I said, I just can't do it. Where I'd been in that car accident, it fucked my back.
Oh, fuck off.
No,
that sounds like an insurance claim. That sounds like an insurance claim you've thought about afterwards.
It's not. Yep. No, it's not. It's not an insurance claim. I went and saw my GP because they have paramedics at GPs now.
Of course you did. Yeah, you went to get a sick note. Yeah, of course you did.
No, literally, they said, whatever you do, don't stop moving, keep moving, because otherwise you'll jam yourself up. And then they looked at my back and they said, yeah, you can feel the heat on one side of your back. It's like I've pulled a muscle in my back. Sorry?
Yes, I've got some amazing.
That's because your back's got nothing to do with your fucking injury.
I've got some amazing muscle.
Did he not say fucking Ozempic? You need fucking weight loss pills. Is that not what he said?
No, that's Ozempic.
The reason car insurance is so high is because people like you are making false claims.
No, I'm not making a claim. I'm not making.
You said it on YouTube now. You said it on YouTube.
No, I'm not making a claim. But I've done. No, I'm not making a claim. I've done I've done my back. So you literally you can't even sit in those flipping tins they call cars. They might as well just give me a fucking box and I could have just drawn some wheels on it, right? Honestly, but I can't sit in the car for that long, for like 2 or 3 hours to drive up north. So I'm just going to stay down.
I'm having a back injury, so I can't drive up and see my mate Lee for lunch. Is a shit excuse.
No, Pete's coming down. Pete's coming down.
That's it, exactly.
No, I said Lee. I don't care about you seeing Pete. I'm not jealous. I'm not the jealous type. But I thought you could squeeze a visit up towards us and do a lunch. If you go to Nazaré, you can swing by and do a lunch with us in Lisbon.
But I'm not going to Nazaré. I would have stopped off and seen you guys, but like we did last time. But I'm not going to Nazaré.
Send the wife up. Just send Rima up. I bet she's not fucking talking about you. She's not got a claim in, has she? Has Rima got a claim in?
I haven't got a claim in either.
I've listened to you complain all fucking week.
I haven't got a claim in either. I'm not claiming for my back. Literally, I don't see the point of it.
If it's still bad, I was taking like opium and muscle relaxants for my back for a little while.
Yeah,
and,
for your back. Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, there you go. It was Tommy's back.
It was. Right? From a doctor that was so freaked out by coming out here that he never wanted to come back, so he gave me like about a year's supply. Right, honestly, I've emptied the chemist out of all their opium and all their muscle relaxants, so I've got loads. I'll bring them down. I took the muscle relaxant on its own the other day because I twinged my back, and I thought it was the opium that was freaking me out. No way. That muscle relaxant totally spaced me out. Fuck me. That was like a.
Yeah, that
We-
and a bottle of wine.
Me and Pete went to a party last summer, and
Oh,
Peter gave me a couple of tablets that I may have dropped just immediately. And when I woke up in the morning, completely unbeknown to me, some members of my family were staying in the same hotel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got back in late, and when I went up for breakfast, they were in the dining, in like the breakfast dining area. I still thought I was hallucinating. It was fucking weird. I walked in, I was expecting to see Pete and Diane, and I saw my brother-in-law and his wife and kid, and I just thought, they're not really there. Don't talk to them because people will think you're mad.
That's quality.
That was funny.
So Simon
No,
seems
the thing
to have
is-
found something that works for him.
The thing is, Chris, when I woke up in the morning, I said to Pete, what did I do? I take 2 of them or 3 of them
Three of
or
them, I
5
think,
of them or
yeah.
something. Yeah, I dropped a lot, and Pete said, "Oh no, just one with beer. just take one with beer." And I'm like,
You
"Oh,
were very
fuck."
happy. You had a very good night. I had a great
Oh, I had a
night.
great night. I had a great night. Yeah, no, it was really good.
That was
But
awesome.
yeah, bumping into them in breakfast was fucking ridiculous.
So
That
does
was
anybody know
brilliant.
anything about GABA? GABA spirits herbal drink?
Never heard of this one.
No,
Okay.
not heard of that one.
So that seems to be a thing. Makes you feel euphoric.
Yeah, but if you have a couple of tins of Monster too close together, it has the same effect, really.
Okay.
And tonic diarrhea as well, though, Gary. That's the bit that you really remember from Too Many Monsters. So yeah.
And Square Eye says,
Do you remember
That's the
program?
caffeine.
check the ingredients on GABA and you can get yourself chilled for way cheaper. Okay. And one last comment from Square Eyes. Portugal visa alert. London earliest spot is 5th of May. So I'm not sure if he's taking part in that or not, but we shall see.
Oh, has
Anyway.
anyone else got any news on? Well, none of Lee. You're already basically Portuguese, aren't you? Because of
Nope.
No, he's
No.
not.
No, I've got to sort mine out. I'm
He's gonna
my
get deported.
27.
Oh wow, okay. So you've got sort of yours, Gary. Have you got you've just got a longer residency, have you? Or you have you
Yeah,
extended
just
yours?
residency for me. I don't want citizenship.
I definitely.
I don't
yeah.
see the point. For me, I don't see the point. I'm never going to be Portuguese. They're never going to accept me as Portuguese. So I'll just stick with being British and do my residency. That's what I'll do.
There you go.
I like having 2 passports. I think it's really handy in the situations that we're going to go through soon. I always regret not getting an Irish passport sooner, so I think I'm going to try and make sure I've got a Portuguese one as well. So I think it could be a really good thing, definitely. So,
Gary,
I think
I think they'll accept you as being Portuguese, Gary. I think they will do, especially when you tell them about your chainsaw. They say, "Don't worry about doing all the language tests. Just take the passport."
the language
There
course
you
is
go.
good, man. It's worth doing, honestly. I know that that Lee, you kind of like it's a pain to kind of do, but surely can't you just get through marriage to Sandra? Can't you kind of?
Well, that's what I was going to say to Gary. I'm in the same mindset, Gary. I'm always going to be an Englishman in Portugal.
Yeah.
Which is where Cal got his Instagram name from. Is me saying I'm going to be an Englishman in Portugal. He stole it because I never wanted to be Portuguese. I don't want a Portuguese passport. I just want to live here with Sandra. And if she wanted to move to England, I'd happily go back to Scotland. It wouldn't bother me anyway.
I totally respect what you're saying. I mean, I love the Portuguese. I love the way they live and what they're about.
Yeah.
But they
Well,
are
it's not
Portuguese,
yeah.
and I'm English. And that's the way it's going to stay. I'm afraid. That's no disrespect to either side of the coin. It's just the way it is. I know that they're always going to see me as English and a Strangeiros or whatever, right? They're never going to accept me as being a Portuguese person. So what's the point? That's just the way that I see it.
And the thing is, I don't want to be accepted as a Portuguese person because I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. As long as I can be accepted as someone that pays me taxes and a fair guy to have a drink with,
Yeah.
then I really don't fucking care. But the easiest way for me to do it is to get married, to avoid all the language lessons and everything else, is to marry Sandra, and use Eve as a dependent to get a passport.
Yeah, that's the
And it's just it's the easiest and technically cheapest way of doing it all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, Lee, it's a lot easier when you're going through fucking passport control because you don't need to go through your Portuguese passport. You don't need to
My only concern is while I'm on an English passport, I can still use my English driving license.
I've already got a Portuguese one. That's shit, man. I wish I hadn't,
But
but the laws changed. So.
when I get my Portuguese passport, I'll have to change my driving license. And I can't actually now swap it. I've got to actually do the test. So
you'll lose your travel license. But Lee, when you've got to do your test, give me a shout. I'll message you about it anyway. But yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm not gonna drive up to you and give some fucking dodgy judge a grand to fucking.
No, I'm not talking about anything.
No, I already know. Don't give me a message about it offline. I know what you're gonna say. I'm not doing it. I'll just do the test here, and
it's hard, man. I did it in Spain with all these spotty 17-year-olds and 16-year-olds, like they're just about to take their test. I think it can be quite a traumatic experience of someone of our extended years, is what I'd say. I think it can be quite horrific to do. But
yeah, Lee, you're gonna have to get a pair of Lee. You have to get a pair of glasses before because you can't see shit.
I will have to get glasses. I'll have to get glasses for doing driving lessons with.
Yeah.
But when Amanda, the mother of my other kids, she did an advanced driving test, and so we kind of went through that together. That was really good fun. But because when you sit in the car and think about it as being like a game, you know, spotting stuff like foreign objects in the street, you know. Blind corners, bus stops where you can't see past them, street furniture. You got to name it or you got to talk about it when you're driving. It's really quite good fun. Have a look at it. Have a look online and try it for 10 minutes. It's really difficult. So it'll be good fun to do another driving test. I'm not going to fail it, am I?
Why have you got to do another driving test? I don't understand. Because I've got a Portuguese license.
No, because I'm still driving on my English license now.
Yeah,
and I can no longer I can no longer swap it over.
Yeah.
So when I get my Portuguese passport, I will have to get a Portuguese driving license. I can't no longer rely on my English one.
Okay.
Well,
you can't be a Portuguese citizen and driving an English passport. So
he should have swapped his license out within 60 days of him.
No, because when it came up to the time, I didn't have to. So I'm legally driving with a legal driving license. There's no problem with me having an English driving license. There's no problem with it.
You were meant to get a Portuguese one, and so therefore me and Gary and other people swapped ours over. But we're not as unfortunate as Lee. You were saying that earlier about that dodgy judge. We had a dodgy police commissioner in Fundão who sold a whole load of Estrangeiros Portuguese driving licenses and got them to exchange their English ones mainly and Dutch and German and whatever else for these licenses. Got nicked. He's in prison now, and none of these people have got licenses. They can't get the English one. They can't apply for one because otherwise they'll know what's happened with the dodgy Portuguese one. If they show the dodgy Portuguese one to anyone, they'll get nicked. So they're completely fucked. So yeah, I would advise you always try and do it legitimately. But I think it could be the advanced one sounds fun. The normal one with loads of kind of can you imagine how bad it'd be if you failed though?
Oh, it'd be great fun. No, it'd be great. I'm not going to fail it. Peter, I was driving in England. I was driving in England for 15 years without a license at all.
Lee, I've got this
I had a car for 15 years with no license, no insurance. I only passed the test before Roy was born.
Have you seen the way Portuguese drive? You'll pass. Don't worry about that, man.
Yeah, but it's really difficult because on the test in Portugal, you've got to flip the car. You've got to make sure
You've got to park on a roundabout.
straight through the roundabout, absolutely straight
I've got-
through.
You've got to slide it upside down on the A2 all the way to the bridge.
No.
I've got visions of Lee driving you know those little hairdryer cars, and you've got the hairdryer van one. You know that the grannies and the granddads drive. So Lee, because he hasn't passed his driving test, he'll be driving one of those little.
Oh, I'd love one of them, Chris. I started off, the first park I started working at, we had what was called at the time, we had two vehicles. We had one called a Rascal, which is a really small little van, open back van.
Yes, remember it.
2 seater. And then we had one called an Ant that was a 3-wheeler open back van.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
It's what I learned to drive on, those and a dumper truck.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was driving
Same.
those around the park when I was fucking 16, 17. And then I got a car, failed my driving test, but already had the car. So I just drove to Scotland that afternoon, or that weekend. I drove to Scotland. And because I drove to Scotland, everyone thought I'd passed my driving test. I never lied about it, but everyone just presumed I'd passed my driving test.
I was
lasted-
Michael Winner.
That
With
lasted
the
till I was
first-
32.
Wow, jeez. The first
No, I didn't
car I
pass my driving
bought.
test till I was 32.
The first car I bought, I was Michael Winner. I bought a Triumph 2000 TC,
Whoa.
and literally I test drove it, and I didn't know how to drive. So within about 50 yards of test driving it, I crashed it into a Volvo, and the woman said to me, "Stop the car! Stop the car!" I said, "Don't worry, dear, I'm gonna buy it." They're like, Michael Winner, "Don't worry, dear, it's only a commercial." But that car was brilliant, and I passed my test in that car, and then I got a job working for Kennings, the car rental company. That was my part-time job whilst I was at college, and I'd gone from passing my driving test to getting a job working for a car rental company and having a new car every single day of the week. I was only working on a Saturday. I used to actually just pick cars up after college and just drop them off the next morning. I'd pick Rima up, drop her to college, have the car parked outside college all day, take it to the local Kennings depot, and then go off somewhere else and pick up another car and keep that for the next day. It was fantastic. I remember I had a car accident. It was a brand new car, 25 miles, and it was Dulwich. I was going through Dulwich Peak, Croxteths Road,
Oh,
and
place to drive. Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I was driving, literally,
Oh, it's terrible.
I got to the crossroads, and this car just came hurtling down and just went straight into the front of me and ripped the front of the car off. And then he tried to blame me, but another guy turned around and said, "I saw everything. You jumped the lights, and it's your fault." To the guy that's crashed into me. So I just got picked up by a tow truck. They took me to the local Kennings office in Catford. I just got into a new car, and literally away I went. It was fantastic.
Sounds good.
Those were the days.
So we have a question coming in from the audience. Do you need a UK address to keep your UK driver's license? So much to think about.
Yes, you do. You need a UK address. So
There you
mine's still registered to my parents' address. I still get mail delivered there, so
There you go.
it works.
Very good.
But the van is registered to a Portuguese address. So any speeding tickets or me getting caught flicking a cigarette out the window at the bridge.
They came, what, about 2-3 years after they've happened?
Yeah. No, I got photographed in a queue at the bridge in August. 2 hours in the queue, I flicked a cigarette out the window. They got a photograph of me, and I got it at the end of December. I paid it Christmas week.
Wow.
That's quick, man. That's rapid turnover. It's not like that in the countryside. That is super speedy.
So
Fucking hell.
August till December, and then I got a speeding ticket that came 8 months after my offence. Yeah, I jumped. I hit a speed camera in the April, and it was the end of the year. when I got the speeding ticket, and the
It's just
copper was
pain.
laughing. The copper was laughing at me because it's time stamped, and I was doing the A2 over 60 kilometers an hour. 'Cause it's a 60 bit, so on a bend after the bridge. I was able to do that at 70 or something like that. So I was 10 miles over the speed limit at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they couldn't understand why. And then one of them looked back in the calendar. It was a bank holiday weekend, or it's a bank holiday day, so there's no traffic on the road.
Yeah.
And I started laughing then, thinking, I've not even thought about that. That's why, because I always pass that speed camera doing 20 miles an hour. Yeah. And I kind of laugh at it, thinking, why the fuck have you got a speed camera here?
That's just
Now you know.
Well, I know
I
it's for
got
night time. It's for the night time, Chris. At night when the road's quiet, you could
Yeah.
easily do 120 around that bend. I'm not
I
thinking
got
about it.
done last year. I got it's either last year or this year, and freaking parking tickets always turn up. When you hear the door knock on a Saturday morning in the UK and it's a Royal Mail, you always know it's something from Portugal, because literally I don't get recorded mail other than that, and you always know it's a speeding ticket. So I got the speeding ticket and I thought, blast, why couldn't it have come on a Friday? I would have taken it into work. I would have got my Portuguese friend to read it for me. So I had to walk around the corner because I've got a Portuguese neighbour lives on the next road, and she just looks at it and she says, yes, you've been a naughty boy again. So literally I've been done speeding. So I just pay it. There's no point trying to argue it. It's cheaper to pay it than it is.
Speeding cameras near where you are then, because I'm not used to any.
Well,
there's one speeding camera one direction when I go down to right, and I always get clocked by it. It's terrible. But that's the most speeding cameras that I have. So between me and Lisbon, I know one. Other than
Between my house and Carl's house, I passed 3. and this new job I've got, this new garden I've got, is actually quite far away. It's 77 kilometers from here.
Fuck me,
to get there.
That is a fair distance. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
No, it's only an hour. It's only an hour because it's like once you're over the bridge, it's all A2 and there's no traffic.
See, that'll take me about 20 minutes, I reckon. 77
Okay,
kilometers.
so if I leave here at 7, drop the kid off, drop Sandra off at the train station, I can still be there at about 8:15. So, and I get a coffee. So it's not so bad.
Yeah.
But I did count 5 speed cameras between my house and that garden.
Fuck that. Bloody hell. I'd
Five,
be fucked.
5 on the way there, and the toll on the way there is €6.
Bloody hell.
On the way home, there's only 4 speed cameras, but the toll is $7.20.
So how long before you get your first speeding ticket?
Oh, you've seen me driving. I don't speed. I really don't.
The van, I think, would fall apart if you did. But
Yeah, okay. I'm not capable of speeding because the van won't do it.
there you go.
No, and unlike Pete, I use the Waze app, and I don't drive without it on. So, and that warns you of all the speed cameras. It warns you of all the police stops.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And that is really good, actually.
yeah.
The last
No,
time
Chris,
you know,
even when I go to Carl's in the morning, Chris, I still have it on. I can do the drive blindfolded. I always check it and I always leave it on the dashboard. And on the way home, it's the same. If I've got 4% left on my phone, I've got the Waze app on. I drain my phone.
The last
There's a
time I went to the
saying-
UK, last time I went to the UK, I got a
Yeah.
speeding. Yes, I got a speeding ticket, Pete. Can you believe it? I got a speeding ticket in the UK, right?
In the
And
UK, I can understand, Gary, because they
it
do.
was one of those ones in the back of the van job, where they're going through the back window. I thought, I saw him. I thought, he's fucking had me. I know he's had me, right? And I didn't get, like you said, I didn't get it for weeks. And I thought, oh, maybe I've got away with it. And then I got a letter from Thames Valley Police. You were caught speeding, blah, blah, blah. So I phoned them up and said, look, I've got a letter from you. I was done for speeding. Yeah, can you just give me a bit of information? She said, right, give me your address. So I live in Portugal. I gave them the Portuguese address, and they was like, oh, Well, I just let me check something, right? And she phoned somebody else up, and she said, right, on this occasion we're going to waiver the fine. She said, but just be a bit careful. In other words, it's more expensive for them to recover the fucking fine here than it is to. So I wonder if it works the other way around with the Portuguese.
No.
No, it
The
doesn't.
other way round.
No, it doesn't. Although, last time Eric was in the UK with me, Eric got a ticket.
I
It's
wasn't even
easy,
driving.
man. The UK is easy to get tickets.
Eric's got a ticket that he's failed to pay.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh,
I do.
Yeah.
By strict instructions, I was told do not pay this, so I haven't paid it.
Eric has fucked him right off.
Yep.
We stopped at the pub. We stopped at a pub for lunch, and Eric got a parking ticket because I didn't put the registration into the computer
right.
in a pub.
Yeah.
That's private, isn't it?
In a really quiet part of town as well. It's not like people are parking there to go to the supermarket. There's no reason to park in that pub unless you're going to the pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And it's just a way of fucking scamming people. And I said to him, fuck them. They ain't going to chase them for it.
Yeah.
And it was done through a rental company. So we're in our car, it was a rental car. So fuck them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I was
if end up
surprised.
flying into
I was surprised
Scotland
Eric didn't
and
get
you hear I get arrested, you'll know why.
I'm going to say I'm surprised Eric didn't get arrested in Manchester this time round for failing to pay a parking ticket.
Found him on the floor, kicking him in the head.
10 times. Repeated kick in the head. A kick
In
spent £1
2011,
on.
In 2011, I got done speeding on Woolwich Lower Road. I was told by the policeman on a motorcycle as he stepped out, he said to me, you were doing 40 and a 30. Now, this road at the time was a dual carriageway. So he said, do you know what the speed limit on this road is? So I said, I thought it was 50. He said, no, it's 30. And you were doing 40 and a 30. And I said to him, you're too nice to be a policeman. He says, well, I'm too old in the tooth. But if you want to try it, I'm willing to give you a chance. But if you don't want to try it, then we can just get on like civilized people. I said, no, let's just get along like civilized people. So he gives me the ticket. I thought, for fuck's sake, I'm going to have to pay this now. So I paid it online, but you're meant to submit your paper copy of your license as well. And I failed to do that. So let's say, for example, a week later, the payment I made online turned up in my bank account, back in my bank account, and the next day, a summons comes through to go to Bromley Magistrates Court. So I'm getting really pissed off about this now, because when I read the summons, it says I was doing 50 in a 30. And I said, that's not what my chitty says here on this piece of paper. So I phoned the CPS, and I had about 20 calls with the CPS. I'm talking about a call a day. And they all said, it's Chris again. Chris is on the phone. He's got another question.
It's him again.
So I said, I've got one more question. They said, what question's that then? I said, what happens if the policeman doesn't turn up? Don't be stupid. Of course he's going to turn up. I said, no, you haven't answered my question. What happens if he doesn't turn up? They said, well, if he doesn't turn up, we offer no evidence. So I go to court. I'm dressed in a pinstripe suit, cutaway collars, literally cufflinks. Literally, I've got my briefcase with me.
That big wide brimmed one you wear?
No, not that far. Not that far.
Okay.
But Rima comes with me as my Mackenzian friend, so she's meant to be taking notes for me. So the court clerk comes up to me and he said, "Is this your client?" I took the piss out of Rima and I said to her, "He thinks you're a woman of the night, and I'm your solicitor."
Yeah.
So we go into the courtroom and I say, I've got 2 points of law. I said to the court clerk, he said, okay, well, we go in and we speak to the judge and see what they say. So they heard my 2 points of law and I said, well, one of them isn't a point of law and the other one, we're here when your trial starts. So they call me in and they call the policeman's name. He's not there. Another policeman says, I did see him. I did see the sergeant at the station this morning. Okay, well, we give him another 5 minutes. And then he doesn't turn up. And they say, right, okay, Mr. Kimberley, here we go. Unfortunately, the policeman hasn't turned up, so the CPS have said they're going to offer no evidence. Therefore, you're free to go. Gave me back my license, and they offered me £100 for my inconvenience, but I said no, because at the end of the day, I had been speeding, but I wasn't going to take £100 because at the end of the day, I was just going to basically argue the toss of how much they said I was speeding about, but I was actually quite happy to get off with that, and ever since then, I always drive with cruise control.
And I'd have took the £100.
Yeah, you take the 100 and use it on the next ticket you get, because it sounds like you get a lot of them. Yeah.
There's a setting on the Tesla where it will go by the speed limit on everything and check the cameras. But that's what is the fun in that? If I turn that on, I might as well be Gary. Do you know what I mean? I might as well just fucking.
I knew that was coming. I just knew that was coming.
Go past in a very slow way.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I got a parking ticket up in Scotland in a private car park at the side of a laundrette, and I must have been 4 minutes over. So the fucker had been hanging around, slapped the ticket on, and pissed off when I came out.
Yeah,
and they fucking hounded, because I had contacted them immediately to say, look, this is 4 minutes over. I'm phoning you within 4 minutes of my ticket running out. I'm in the laundrette. And she was like, no, it doesn't matter. You're over. Doesn't matter how long it is, 1 minute or 4 minutes, you've got a ticket. And because I had phoned them, they had my phone number. And they hounded me for like 8 months, to the point where I just started laughing at them on the telephone. And Carl was saying, just block the phone number. And I'm going, no, I like it. I like the conversations I've been having with them. Because I'll just say, oh yeah, I'll pay it now. Give me a minute and I'll put the phone down and just walk away. I'm going to make a cup of tea. I'll go for a cigarette. And then come back and just hang up on them. Oh, wankers.
So Simon says in his current country residence, like living in a different world to the industrial town where we live. There's no speed bumps, no cameras, no signs or anything up here. It's mint. Do you live in the same place as Pete?
Probably pretty similar, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't imagine that the police are quite as lax as they are here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Pete, not laxed, just drunk.
Yeah, mainly drunk. Absolutely.
When we went round on that tractor thing the other day, we did started counting how many fucking laws we were breaking doing it.
Yeah. A lot.
It's brilliant. I love it.
That was extremely illegal.
It was fab, wasn't it? It was just fantastic. It was basically.
Oh no, it was lovely. It was really nice, but
it's fab.
You couldn't do that in the UK now. You couldn't put a load of people in the back of a tractor and drive 30 kilometres,
and all drinking beer.
All drinking beer, but you notice how much
not just drinking beer, having beer delivered.
Right.
I love that.
In the back of a tractor.
Oh man,
they had a tractor that was delivering beer.
Yeah,
I bought Rafa a beer today, and I'm meant to go back now. So Di's kind of half waiting because they've got a DJ on, and it should be a really good laugh. But that was just brilliant when he brought that fucking seed spreader out with the beers that raise up. Oh, that was just fucking awesome, and a pleasure to have you guys along for. I really enjoyed that. It's fab to have country life. So
guys, I've got a shoot.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm off good. Well, I'm at some involved in the moment.
Do we want to do a once around? Any final thoughts, and then we'll head out.
Do a quick good night to Chris.
He's already gone.
Oh, he's already gone. He's shot right off. That's a big delivery order he's just got in. He's got a Pizza Express delivery order in.
Yeah,
he's going to make good money on.
He's on his electric bike now, going for the middle of town.
Yep.
Oh, no,
all right, I'll start.
We never even covered the King's speech, did we? Just
no, we can get that next week.
Yeah, that's true.
We can get that next week.
Speech in America.
Yeah.
Bravo. Do you know
talking to fucking treasonous scum?
Do you know how
many
it took Charles to pass his O levels?
How
many attempts he took? How many attempts do you think it took Charles to pass his O levels?
I have no idea. I'm not privy to such.
I don't think he actually passed them.
14 times he had to resit them before he passed them.
At what point did he just fucking the Queen turns around and gives it to him? At what point was the Queen just got like, this is number 9. If you fail again, I'm just going to give it to you.
Yeah,
because you know my face is on the fucking money. We can do anything we want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I I got what 4 A's and 2 B's at A level. He got 2 E's and a D, and he got into Oxford. And as much as everyone rallies about the speech and stuff, he's met a lot of interesting people and talked to loads of interesting people, far more interesting people than I ever have. But he's not the most gifted individual of all.
I've met him twice and interacted with him 3 times, and I've always thought he was a really decent guy. Just from the from the brief interactions I had with him and with his mum, I always thought I've always been I'm not a loyalist, I'm not a monarchist, I'm not a loyalist, but I don't see a better way of doing it, and I think it works.
Don't
rock the boat.
I don't. And with what we found out about the Queen having Andrew's prostitutes around for tea and being,
well, that's always fucking happening.
This will be a good subject for next week. So
you show me a family that hasn't got divorces, hookers, and fucking sex scandals. You show me any family that can't compete with them. My own family's got its own fucking twisted stories.
Well, we can talk about that next week too.
Yeah,
no, let's not talk about my family's twisted stories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should do a whole episode on just your family's twisted stories. Yeah. I think that would be a really good one. Definitely.
And we can have you can like wear a mask and we won't identify who you are. But you can tell us like anonymously.
Definitely.
I won't be here next.
Wait a minute. I'm going to cut my wine up. I'm just going to get one more glass of wine before I go to bed. Give me a moment.
Oh, where are you off to then, Gary? Because I'm down the alcohol. So
going back to the UK, I'm going to see Dale. Spend my some time with my granddaughter. Have one of her birthdays with her, so that'll be nice. And just generally have a bit of a float around for a week and do what I got to do.
Brilliant. Oh, that's good. Oh, that sounds well. Good luck and safe travels as well. And I hope you've got enough air fuel to get back. So that's good.
But when that bloke comes up the ring, anybody got to drop a petrol?
I don't know. I really do think it's what's weird is like you've got people like Simon Calder, who I'd usually trust on kind of air travel stuff, saying, "Oh, well, they've got to provide a flight for you." If once the reserves start running out, which they're kind of going to fairly soon, and there's no fuel around, there's nothing they can fucking do. So
there is fuel. I mean, it's not just the Gulf that produces fuel, is it? There's other parts of the world. You've got Venezuela still pumping it, and the Americans are rubbing their hands because they are thinking fucking big money, big money for us here.
It's not so much the fuel carry, it's more kind of things like helium, for example. Carbonated water. Chris was telling me the other day, and
helium's been short to begin with. Now it's even
big fucking trouble.
But luckily, planes don't run on helium, so I'm okay.
There you go.
No, I don't know. I think this is going to be weird.
So Simon says, "Give a shout if you're around."
I very well might. If I can, Simon, I'll fit you in there, right? And I'll try and meet up with you. I can't guarantee it, but I'll try. I'll try and do it.
Awesome.
There you go.
I don't like him. Don't go your way, Gary.
The other week as well. I really enjoyed having you along. It was awesome. It's really nice to like.
You know what it is? But lovely. Sorry, Eric. I know you want to wrap up, but
no, good.
One of those that what we kind of sampled there is like an age gone by. Many moons ago. That we used to have this in Britain. We used to have the same sort of thing. But, it's kind of like as spring comes and you celebrate, you get together and, you do that thing and you have the big festival where everybody is together and you have that community thing, right? And going around the town in the back of the old tractor, simple thing, right? Totally illegal. But it must have happened countless times in the past, in their history. And it's nice to have.
This Sunday in England, when I was a kid, would have been May Day weekend.
Yeah,
it would have been the Maypole. We would have had a fair on. We would have had a tombola
and very likely we've had big pints of beer and everybody been pissed and just exactly the same. But we've got too complex now. We've got too complex. Right, Eric, over to you.
Oh, he's locked now.
I can't hear you guys anymore.
Oh, I thought some.
Oh, weird.
So I'm going to drop off.
Okay.
Oh, Eric can't hear us. Let's slag him off.
Up
I've
your
never-
bum. Up your bum. Up your bum.
I've never
Eric.
liked.
I was
Fucking
very
American.
impressed with Eric, to be honest. I didn't know how he was going to react to like the country life, being a city lad. So I was very impressed that he coped really well with it all. It's all kind of
It's
very
just
nice.
just a facet of life here, isn't it? You know, you can have city, you can have country. It's lovely. Just
No.
Are you doing wine thing tomorrow?
it's
On
not on
Monday?
tomorrow. He's moved it. He's moved it to the 11th.
Why is he?
All
doing
right.
that?
I won't be here, so you have to go with
Oh.
it.
Pete, are you doing it?
Well, I don't know, man. If he's moved it to the other thing is my festival goes on till Monday, so I'll probably go to the fucking go up the road to the wine festival thing if to the lamb one.
I
Oh,
wanted you to invite Kenton and Michael to it. That's all.
that's a really lovely idea. I think that would be really
Yeah.
cool to do with them.
Because I think Kenton really enjoyed being up at yours.
Oh, it's a pleasure having him. He's great fun. I do
He
think he's going to freak fucking poor old Daniel out, though. Honestly, no, I think just the fact
Why?
that he brought to him, just because Daniel's a fucking country boy that's married with a kid at 23, he's never come across. Well, he's probably come across a few people that are gay, but not many. And I just think it'd be really funny to freak him out tonight. So it will. He's just.
Don't be mean. Kenton's not like that.
I know he's not like that, but I still think it's great.
Not
It's a
like
great-
that. He's not going to try it on with a fucking married man in the middle of nowhere.
Be funny if he did, though. No, I don't know. It's that was quite a lot. I remember Lee, you fucking coming on to people on Pink Street when they were offering us dope. That was fucking hilarious.
Why
I
did that
loved
get mentioned in the man cave on Munson's show?
Yeah, I did that. I thought that was so funny.
I tuned into Munson's show on Wednesday morning, and he's speaking of devil. And I was like, why were they speaking about me? So Munson said, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I
man,
listened to the previous day's show, and it was something about me coming on to drug dealers on Pink Street.
That was so funny, though. When you did that was brilliant. I thought that was so good. They were so freaked out. I was quite worried one of you was going to give in some way or other, and that would have been quite a disaster. But it was the best way to deal with them, I think, by far. Easily
You
the
know
best-
what I'm like when I've had a skinful. I have no boundaries when it comes to stuff like that when I've had a skinful.
That was brilliant. That was really good crack. But yeah, we'll all have to. I'm looking forward to the barbecue. I've booked that room already. Gary, you're coming, aren't you? Are you staying in a hotel or
No, they'll come down in the van.
Probably.
Will you-
I'll come down there. What? It's August, is it?
No, it's the end of August. It's the 20. It's 29.
29th.
29th. So that depends on whether the van passes its MOT, whether them come down in the van. Because I think August is when the van has its inspection. So
Why do I know this, Gary? Because it's every year.
Yeah.
Every year when we have the barbecue, it's I'll have to see the van gets to its MOT. I'll have to just check.
she's 36 now. Let's be honest. You gotta just predict
Oh, she's
things.
mere whippet then 36. Blimey.
36.
He should be fine. God, compared to most of the cars out here, Gary, she's fucking modern classic. Fucking 36 years old. Fuck me. Some of the fucking cars they drive around here are honestly, they're museum pieces. How they get parts, I've got
So
no
we,
idea.
we've got the hotel for the Friday night and the Saturday night, Pete. I think you booked.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're doing the Friday night in Bruno's because that's my birthday.
That'd be brilliant. That'd be really
So
lovely.
I have the birthday dinner at Marisol for me. For my birthday, then the barbecue's on the Saturday. So it'll be a good weekend.
That'll be a fantastic weekend. And thanks again for coming up, guys. Honestly, I really appreciate it. It was lovely. And you have to come up once I've built my my brother's spa complex.
Memorial. His memorial complex.
That's it, exactly. He would turn in his grave. I can't wait to send my sister and my other brother's photos. They will fucking go ballistic. So I'm really looking forward to getting that done. I've got tomorrow morning. I'm going to go out on the piss now. And tomorrow morning, I've got to stay in about fucking, I don't know, probably about 200 square meters of wood. Oh, it's going to be shit. I'm going to fucking really feel it. It's going to be horrible. But there you go.
I'm at Tim and Paul's tomorrow. All day.
Oh,
and I'm not working Sunday. And I think that might be my only day off this month.
Bloody
for
hell,
the rest
Lee.
of me. No, I've got loads on and stuff we've been putting off doing. And I've got Davy Tree Guy coming down dropping some trees for me. So I need to clear all that timber to cows.
How did
to
that
find
delivery
what-
go? You know, you said you had to get the police involved for that delivery like earlier in the week. Was that all right?
So I've kind of booked it, and the first cop I spoke to said, because of where it is, they're not going to charge me because it's a one-way system, and there's no other way of getting delivery there apart from closing the road. But this has given 4 weeks' notice. So I spoke to the delivery guy. We arranged a date. I told the police, and they said, "Oh, that day's not available. We've got another road closure in the area."
Oh, fuck.
So I've got to get back in touch with the delivery guy this week and rearrange it for the week after. So that's going to be right at the end of the month. But
Oh, it's a pain in the arse. I'll tell you what, though, it will be over and it's gone. I was so fucking worried about my wood delivery, and in the end, they were fucking amazing, man. The truck, what it got through.
no, Pete, normally I wouldn't even consider calling them, but I know this is five cubic meters bags being delivered, and it's a tight street and it is a busy one-way street. It's a cut through for everybody.
Yeah.
If I block it for 10 minutes, it will be at least 100 cars, at least.
Wow.
So
No,
I've got to get a diversion on it.
Awesome. Good luck with it. Anyway, definitely hope that goes swimmingly.
Oh, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter either way. But yeah.
And good luck with you, Gary, as well. Make sure you travel safely and look after Linda.
I'll try.
She was awesome. She was absolutely fab on that tractor parade. I was very impressed that she was up and down at every stop, and it was really nice. It was lovely.
Got no choice, had she? Really, it was just hop back in there, go.
Yeah, hoiked out, wasn't she?
I got to touch both your wife's asses that day.
Oh, no, yeah.
It's not what I'm proud of. It's given me nightmares every day.
I think half the village did anyway, so I don't think you're alone.
I thought for a moment you'd lost your head, but
was that just
all right, mate, I'm going to try that. You all take care of yourselves, all right?
All right, give my love to not dead yet, Ben.
Yeah.
And yes, same here, mate. Definitely give our love to Ben and Linda, obviously.
Di, good to see your arms on the mend.
Yeah, Staples out on Monday.
Oh, do you want to see
the X-ray?
I was about to say the same thing to you, Pete.
Yeah,
to wish Diane a speedy recovery. Because obviously I can't see her on the screen. Obviously she's not there.
So they've got
this is the man cave.
They've got that's the screw they've got in. And
I wonder where that bolt had gone.
Exactly. And Gary, apparently you can get
arm
attachments. I'm hoping it's like a Kenwood, so I can just screw other bits on there, whisk like fucking and flip a.
Is it go like this? Does it go like this, Pete?
Oh, or a hook. You could do like an Abu Hamza one. I think that would be really cool.
I've got a special card with passport control. I can set all the monitors off.
Oh,
yeah, you will. Linda does all the time. She always sets the alarms off.
Tell your missus to stop talking on the fucking man cave, Pete. Or we will fall out. All right, and also ask her to save all the nuts and bolts because I've got a bit of a decking job on next month. And I could do this like that.
I'll save the screws on Monday for you. All right.
Take care, guys. A lovely seeing you. Have a lovely weekend, man. Definitely. Take care.
Ciao.
Ciao.